Last November, my life was completely turned upside down. It was a normal Tuesday. That day, I got a call and I picked up a passenger. He told me that he needed to pick up his coworker at another set of apartments, and they were then going to work from there. So we get to the second apartment complex where he gets out to go get his friend, and then I heard my door open. So I looked back, and that's when the gun was in my face, and he says, "Get out of the car." So I get out of my car. He asked for my phone, my watch, my keys, everything. So then he tells me to get into the back seat of the car, and he gets in the driver's seat, still pointing the gun at me. And he's asking me questions about my house, like what's in my house as far as gaming systems or electronics. He drove us to the third apartment area where the woods were and told me to get out and walk to the woods. He made me walk through the woods, and then what seemed like forever, and he said, "Get on your knees." And that's when the first shot went off. The impact from the bullet made me hit the ground face down. Once I hit the ground, I covered my face because I didn't want my face to get hit. The second shot goes off, and then the third shot, it deafened me temporarily, and I couldn't hear anything after that. When the shot hit my neck, blood instantly started running down my neck and my face and my glasses. At this point, I'm thinking that there's no way I'm gonna live and nobody's gonna be able to find me. I'm sure he was thinking that I was dead because, I mean, you fire off that many shots, you think they're dead.
When you first picked this individual up, no bells went off.
I know, he seemed just like a regular, everyday rider going to work.
Right. And how long had you been driving and doing this kind of work?
5 years.
Okay, so any incidents before this?
No, I mean, other than like occasional, drunk person that you're carrying home, typical kind of weekend stuff. But other than that, no, nothing crazy, nothing unusual. Everybody's always polite and just they want to get home.
He asked you to pick up a coworker and then take them to work.
Yes.
And you say you pulled into an apartment complex to get his friend. What happened at that point?
Well, he said that he was going to go and get his friend and he would be right back. And at that point, I was just talking to some of the other rideshare drivers through our walkie-talkie app. And we were just kind of chatting about the day, really. And I heard my door open, and that's whenever I heard him say something, and I couldn't really make out what he said. So I turned around, and the gun was to my face.
No friend?
No friend.
Just him and a gun?
And a gun.
And what did he say to you at that point?
He was like, "Get out of the car."
You claim he demanded your phone and your wallet and your Apple Watch. At that point, you complied.
Correct.
And what did you say to him?
I just handed it to him. I didn't really say anything until he asked for the PIN numbers to my cards.
And you gave them to him?
Correct.
So again, you're complying. What happened next?
He told me to get in the back seat of the car.
And
he gets in the driver's seat, and then he starts driving erratically, and I know that because I'm trying to keep my balance in the back seat, but I was also trying to stay focused on all of the questions that he was asking me, because he was asking me about different electronics that were in my house. And I told him that I had just moved, which technically I did just move, and I didn't have any of the stuff that he was asking for.
Okay.
But I was mostly concerned because my grandmother was at my house.
And you claim, he says, when I tell you to get out of the car, then you get out of the car.
Yes, he said, when I tell you to get out of the car, you get out of the car and you start walking. And that's when we started walking towards the woods. And it seemed like forever that I was walking in the woods. And then finally he was like, "Get on your knees." And I got on my knees, and that's when the first shot went off.
You claim he walks you into the woods, puts you on your knees, shoots you in the thigh, the arm, then the neck. At this point, he leaves you for dead, and still
Correct.
In your mind is, I shouldn't be alive, but I am, and he knows where my grandmother is.
Right.
And that was a driving force for you. You've got to get somewhere and warn your grandmother.
That is correct, because I wasn't even concerned about my life at this point, because I honestly thought that I wasn't going to make it.
Do you have a story or a question for me? Click the link in the description and tell me what in the world is going on.